Hi everyone, welcome to NFO TV. In today's talk show, we are bringing to you a very important personality in the person of Omoniyi Victor Ajulo, an associate professor in Faculty of Management Science, Department of Public Administration, Lagos State University. Welcome to NFO TV, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Prof, can you explain yourself to our audience so they will know who you are?
You have said so, but I'm Omoniyi Victor Ajulo, and Department of Public Administration, Faculty of Management Science, Lagos State University.
Wow.
I'm an associate professor, as you have said.
Wow.
By the grace of God, I will be professor soon.
Wonderful. Amazing. Good to hear that. So, sir, based on your level of profession, can you just tell our audience the area at which you base on your teaching profession? Because I used to know you as a policy implementation lecturer.
Yes.
In
public administration, we have specialization.
Okay.
And my specialization is public policy.
Okay.
So public policy analysis.
Oh, that's
so
interesting.
and analysis is very important.
Wow.
That you have a specialization,
Mm.
and through that you can grow within the university.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. So now we are going to the big question. Sir, please can you explain to us what is education and the difference between education and schooling?
Education and schooling, there are two words that people normally mix together. The perception of people is education and schooling are the same.
Okay.
They are not actually the same.
All right.
You see, education includes both formal and informal education.
Okay.
Formal and informal education. So what you learn in school, and even what you did not learn in school, the knowledge you acquire generally, referred to as education.
Okay.
But when you talk about schooling is just going to school, the classroom lecture and examinations. So those are aspects of schooling.
Okay.
So education is something that you acquire knowledge throughout your lifetime.
Okay, that means education involves both formal and informal.
Yes.
While schooling is just for you to go and sit for exam.
Yes,
It's
go to
just for you
school.
to go to class,
Yes.
listen to the lecturer,
Yes.
write exam, pass,
Yes.
and at the end of the day
Move
have
forward,
your degree.
move forward, yes.
Have your degree and then
Yes,
move on.
that's
Okay.
good.
And that's why some people that they will say that education is a scam based on the fact that they don't understand the difference between education and schooling. They see everything as schooling. Because most of them that will tell you that education is a scam, they might be learning skills somewhere, which they believe that it is good. But today they don't know that that thing they are acquiring is informal education, but they see everything as schooling. Wow, that's interesting. Another big question that I'll be asking you now is based on this Nigerian situation. Now, can classroom education actually solve Nigerian economic problem?
Well, it depends. It depends. We've been having a problem. And those problems is that majority of our students that graduate from university, they are unable to get job. And you have unemployment. The unemployment in Nigeria is on the high side. And the reason is not far-fetched. There needs to go back and visit our curriculum. Our curriculum, even right from the primary school to university level. The education, the policy, the way they have handled it in the past, is problematic. You say, okay, you are running 6334. 6334. 6334 is for students to be able to acquire a trade before they graduate from junior secondary school. And if somebody will acquire trade, facility have to be put in place to ensure that the student is able to learn. For example, when you have a cabinet maker, equipment to train such a child should be available in those secondary school, junior secondary school. But what we see is that those things are not available. They are still following the same system. Students will graduate from the junior primary school, junior secondary school. And the trade that he says he will have learned, the trade is not just there. So, and it's a problem. It's a problem. I think the way the classroom schooling can be made better is what they just introduced. That is entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Entrepreneurship is a very good thing, especially when it is done in the university the way it is done now.
Okay.
But the government have to be committed. They have to be serious.
Mm.
They have to make available not just ordinary classroom the way it used to be. There should be workshop. There should be workshop for different trades in the university. When you say we are learning tailoring. There should be tailoring materials, and where the students can learn. I wish all the students acquire one trade or the other before leaving the university. You know, this unemployment will have reduced. You know, I have some of our students that you know, learn from outside, not from the school, and they graduated, and now they are now fashion designer. You know, fashion designer, and they are making it.
Yes.
They are making it. So some are hairdresser, they are making it. Some are inventor, you know, and they have learned that through the entrepreneurship. But the government needs to do more. You know, to give teeth.
Yeah, because
based
on what you are saying, what you are saying there is this. Because now, for the fact that the system is not enabled for business to strive, now, you know, people of great mind like these students find it very difficult to excel in their profession. Because even if they come out as a graduate, bring me to the big question, Prof. Now they're failing pedagogy of educational sector. So what they're saying, is it the government that is to be blamed? Is it the lecturer or is it the student?
It's the whole system.
Okay.
The whole government of the system.
Okay.
You know, if you look at the schooling or education, as I've said, we have 3 levels of learning.
Okay.
3 levels of learning. The first level is what we call the cognitive.
Okay.
The second level is what we call affective.
Okay.
And the third is psychomotor. And in all these 3 levels is what is supposed to be a reflection of what you have gained as a knowledge when you go to school. But what we discovered is that attentions have been concentrated on cognitive. Students just go to school, you know, the lecturer comes to class, they cram, and whatever they cram, they write in the exam, and that will be all. They are not bringing the issue of psychomotor, which is more creative. What is the creative capacity of the student? What is the creative capability? What can students do with their hand, with their knowledge? You know, outside this cognitive aspect, it's not encouraged in university. Entrepreneur is trying to bridge the gap, but it's not enough. The government is not funding education, and that's a serious problem. Funding education is a serious problem. As I'm talking to you now, majority of universities in Nigeria, they are on strike. They are, thank God last week is not on strike, because we felt that, well, let's, because of our students and because of the system, let's just continue. And apart from that, the ASU and LASU is having problem, and that's why we don't join the strike. But having said that, you know, the government is not doing the right thing. What they are expected to do in the university, there should be a total overhauling of the system.
Okay.
In a way that students will come to school and coming for 4 years, and within 4 years the students will graduate. You know, and the curriculum should be reviewed in a way that it can accommodate all those things I've suggested. You know, the entrepreneurship, the system of the change, the ICT. You know, when you graduate now and you are not ICT relevant, it's as if you have not gone to school.
Yes. So
the ICT, so many things should be built into the educational system. You know, so that we can reckon with our colleagues all over the world. You know, the lecturers, they are building themselves. The lecturers are building themselves. The lecturers attend conferences, you know, abroad, and we saw what is happening over there. We saw how classroom situation should be, and we saw our colleagues how they are well remunerated. So some of us, they go out, they refuse to come back.
Wow.
Because they decide to seek greener pasture over there. You know, I went to Germany in 2015. I went to Germany. I went to Dubai on conferences. I also went to US in 2017. I went to Singapore, and I know what I saw there.
Wow.
And I know what I saw in terms
trying
of
to
education.
compare it
yes.
to what we
when
have
you
here in
compare
Nigeria.
to what we have in Nigeria, you know that Nigeria has
a long way to go.
A long way to go.
Wow, wow,
so,
wow.
And you could see the case of Singapore. You know, it boils down on the problem of leadership. So let's leave that for now, because leadership is the problem.
So thank you very much for talking to us, sir. Government is to be blamed for the failing system of Nigerian educational sector for not providing
the past, the present should be blamed.
To be blamed.
Those that have saddled with responsibility, you know, of running the government in the past, and those of the present are even worse. So the system there is a need to change the
The
system.
system.
If Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, who was head of state in 1984,
Okay.
you see the same person that became the president of Nigeria,
Nigeria
there's something
today.
is wrong.
Yes, I
So,
believe that.
And also, if you see people trying to pick up presidential form in all the parties, they are old people. They don't allow.
They don't have the fresh blood that can
Yes.
that can initiate this
Yes.
this new era, this new
Yes.
dispensation
Yes.
that we are
There's
talking
problem.
about.
There's
Because
problem.
most of them don't even understand this ICT we are talking about.
There's problem.
They-
So there's need for total overhaul.
Oh,
There's
wow.
need for new curriculum. You know, curriculum in a way that all those new things, modern things of making a man creative
Mm.
should be built into the curriculum.
Wow.
You know, innovative, you know, creative, so that you are not talking of when you graduate, you are running after white collar job.
Wow.
When you graduate, what can you do
Do.
to impact the society? You know, how can you be an entrepreneur who can also employ people, not
people.
thinking of when I graduate,
I'll get a white collar job.
No, those white collar jobs are no longer available.
In fact, I do tell
You know,
people that
they're
the
not
era that we are
available.
now
Yes.
is not the era of industrial
They're not
action.
now
We are not
available.
operating industrial action again. The era of industrial action has gone. This is the era of entrepreneurship. This is the
Yeah.
era that you need to do it yourself. It is what you know, what
Yeah.
you can do that puts food in your table.
Yeah.
So I think in this era, we need to blame the government for not providing adequate facility for the lecturers, the students, and the whole system to strive. We are going to another question, which is the question of you starting from a junior lecturer and becoming an associate professor, and this prejudice that people have that lecturers they are corrupt, lecturers they humanize. So you becoming a lecturer and also serve God, please can you just give us that secret? It is a personal secret that we are appealing for you to tell us how you made it to encourage young people, because irrespective of the fact that the educational sector is failing, there are still young people that have passion to become an academician. So what advice do you have to give to them, Prof?
Well, as a lecturer, there is one slogan that if you don't publish, you perish.
Okay.
Right from the young lecturer, I started attending conferences, publishing journals, international journal, recognized journal. Attending conferences both home and abroad. So I did that because I know I have future in the job.
Okay.
There are other areas which we now call something like soft skill.
Okay.
The soft skill in terms of integrity, in terms of commitment, in terms of loyalty.
Okay.
They are very, very important if somebody wants to be a lecturer. Another important thing there is that you must have a mentor.
Okay.
Somebody that is ready to mentor you. In the Department of Public Administration, we have a good leader who mentored us, like a Professor Fajomi, Professor Lodede. They mentor us in the departments and to become what we have today. So, for a lecturer, you must be loyal.
Okay.
You must be committed. You must also have integrity. A lecturer, the aspect you mentioned are that some lecturers they involved in humanizing,
sex scandal,
involved in sex for mark, they involved in so many things. Is because they don't have integrity. Integrity is very important if you want to work as a lecturer.
Okay.
There may be temptation here and there. You just have to remove your eyes and focus on where you are going. When you are focused and you have integrity and you work very hard and you're able to publish both home and abroad, especially in international journals, because the expectation is that you should be able to have your publication in well-recognized journal. If you don't have publication in well-recognized journal, the university are not going to, you're not going to get promotion. And apart from that, you must be able to also participate in research.
Okay.
I just told you that we carry out research in 2014 for Lagos State Government. And there are other research that we also carry out in the department, and those researches, they are there in postulation, and nobody is making use of them. I said we carry out research for Lagos State Government in 2014 and made recommendations, and we're expecting those recommendations to be manifested in whatever policy decision but they did not make use of them. So because they did not make use of them, and they spent a lot of money to do that research. I went on public-private partnership, and we research on public-private partnership and make research. There should be more transparent, and there should be participation and whatever. But today, what we discover is that there is a gap between those that are theorizing and also the technocrats, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. There's a gap. There's a gap. So there's a problem. So as a young academic, you must be committed. You must be focused. You must write paper that are acceptable internationally. You must try as much as possible, whatever you are doing, to meet up with international best practices. So that you can be reckoned with. You know, I went to US and I have friends that we still communicate. We have Professor Casey, you know, we are still communicating. We have other friends. So, and also within Nigeria too, you have to make sure that your colleagues, you are among the best. So you move up. There's no way you can move up. So that's it.
Prof has said it all. Prof said that you that is aspiring to become a lecturer, he said first thing you need to have in your mind is integrity. You have to be focused. You have to concentrate on your job. Look away from these things, those things called distraction, because they will make you not to go far in the job. So one of the last questions I'm going to be asking you now is, now what can you say to the organizer of this program based on the initiative that will bring up to interview, you know, to talk to people of various sorts, you know, ranging from lecturing job, doctors, you know, people to share their thoughts on their profession. So what can you say to this?
That is what we are saying. You now, you were my student in this department. And if you have been seeking white collar job, you will have aspiration of when you graduate, you are going to go and be looking for white collar job. You will not be creative, coming out with something that at least beneficial to you and the society after graduation. I knew when you were in school and how you were trying to take photograph and all those things, and now you've been able to graduate and you put up a show, and now you are benefiting from it. And that is what we are saying, that students in school now should not focus on cognitive aspect alone. They should also look at the other aspect of education, which is psychomotor and affective, and make sure that they get something. They are creative, they are innovative. You know, by the time they get out of school, they should learn something from school. You know, the university now have what we call entrepreneurship. You know, they are fishing. You know, we have fishing departments. We have so many trades that people can learn, apart from the government, to make those equipment and facility available. You know, to make those programs effective. I think students can learn a lot and graduate with something they can do after graduation instead of seeking white collar job. And that is what you have just done. And that's why I commend you.
Thank you,
you know, you are graduated, you came back, say, okay, I know some of my lecturers that are good, and let me come and interview them.
Of course,
so that people can also gain from them.
I
think what you are doing is commendable.
Wow, thank you very much, my prof. I'm so much impressed. It's my pleasure to hang out with you. So viewers, this brings us to the end of today's talk show. So we look forward to see you in our next broadcast. Thank you very much, prof, for talking to us. This is my pleasure. God bless you, sir.